dear Victoria.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, everyone. We are recording a podcast today, and we will talk about Ascension, my favorite topic. I don't know about you.
We were talking a little bit yesterday and we just couldn't stop.
Yes, so we are going to continue. I've been mentioning Dr. Joshua Stone's books, which I love a lot, especially the Ascension book where he describes the different steps, like cleansing the personality, the emotional states, the mental state, the physical state, mastering those levels. And then in order to ascend, we really use techniques like meditation, self-healing. What do you know? You've also been mentioning.
Yeah, I think we were talking a little bit about the journey of the soul, right?
Yes.
As we ascend, indeed. And one book that I read that was really, really inspiring for me was called The Journey of the Soul by Michael Newton. He was a psychotherapist that started to do hypnotic regressions. And so he gathered all this data about the journey that the patients were telling that they were doing while they were ascending into the past life.
Wow.
In that case. And they found so many correlations between the patients' stories. So it's incredible because they say that in the moment that they're ascending, they're seeing this white light like a tunnel, and they start to go up and up and up through, very, very fine tunnels of light. At least this is what is said in the book there.
Did you read the Tibetan Book of the Dead?
I read parts of it. I found it quite difficult, I must admit.
Because there you go through the different stages, like they call it the bardos, right? And it's actually a book about the dead, but it's very much also showing or telling us how to live.
That's
because
right.
This is also how we are going to die. And they always have like a monk, a priest, to help you go through the bardos so you don't get lost. Because it's like different states. We have to imagine like different thought kind of things that we manifest. And I think it's also the same with life, right? If you don't watch out what we think, we end there. From all the traditions that I've read about is, whether they believe you end up in the sky with like virgins, or when you die, you see angels, or you die and you go through the different bardos, right? The states, like mental states, from my understanding. So whatever you believe in, this is what's going to happen. And even Ram Dass, Ram Dass,
Yeah.
he's been, being with people with final cancer patients and everything.
End of
years.
life.
End of life, yeah. And he also said that it's incredible in what people believe, like what's going to happen once they die. And people who have done research on those topics, they all said, if someone believed in angels, they had near-death experience and they saw angels. And other ones, after the white tunnel, right? And other ones, they believed in Buddha, they saw Buddha greeting them, and whatever tradition you come from.
Yeah, and in the book that I was mentioned, what they report is that they see their guides, or like one guide that is comforting them. Because when the soul journeys up, you're scared because you don't know what's going on. You just left the body. So it's comforting to find a guide that is welcoming you in a way up there.
Or like a guardian angel.
That's
or
right.
something, whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
And what I love about Jay Stone's books is more like he talks about, first we have like a tunnel vision. It's all about my problems, my issues, my ego is having these dramas in life, right? And then you're not aware of what's going on around you, like the energies, the people, like how are you feeling today? And then you start opening up as you work more and more on cleansing yourself from drama, basically, right? And so you have more space and you start working with more people. Not everyone has to be a healer, honestly, or a teacher, yoga teacher.
That's right.
But you can do whatever, you can work at a bank or insurance company and
anything
be there.
You can do. And how you do it, the energy, that's what changes everything. Yeah.
And then we start working more like for the community, we take more responsibility, and even more like for the earth, planet earth, maybe animals, whatever we do, WWF or whatever. And then he talks about stages like that after even leaving the body, which are very interesting, like you take more responsibility on upper levels, which is like blowing my mind, because if I think of like 10 centimeters, after reading that Ascension book from Jay Stone, it was like, okay, I'm here at 0.5 millimeter from 10 centimeters. Oh my God, there's so much more we're going to go through.
We are just scratching the surface.
Yeah, because he has a lot of examples of Mother Mary, Jesus as a master, Saint Germain, Lady Nada, Sanat Kumara, and all those ascended masters, and what their lives were, and then also what responsibilities they have now being on the other side. You know, like Sanat Kumara is the planetary logos, right? And some other ones responsible for this or that.
Yes.
And helping us whenever they can.
Helping, yes. And I don't know what is your experience, but when someone that we know passes away, we develop, or we can develop, a stronger bond sometimes. Even like you feel this support. Of course, it depends also on the type of relationship, and sometimes it may take years to go over the grief and the pain. But when we can really connect and also accept the death, and really connect with that entity, that energy, you feel this support, this support in your life.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel it very strongly also in my life, and I think this is part of it why I became a healer, honestly. This is why I got to this path, because I always felt this close connection to my father, who died very early, and I could just speak to him, but he was on the other side. So for me, that other side was always very tangible, you know. It was energetically always very close.
Yeah, and I think so often we live in the illusion that this life is everything.
Yeah, this is the only reality.
And then it's dreadful to think it's gonna end and I cannot control it. But actually, death is not the opposite of life, it's the opposite of birth. So there's obviously something continuing. This is just one of the many existences.
Like one step on the path.
Tiny step, yeah.
Thank you.